तू किसी रेल सी गुजरती है.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Take Two's Filmy Friday. For today's episode, we have two very special guests with us. We have Arunika and we have Kshitij. So let's get to it. Today, we'll be talking about a very special movie again called Masaan. And there's not much to ask about Masaan, so I'll just leave an open ground for everybody to talk about it.
So Masaan comes out as a special movie for me because it was the first movie that made me realize that okay, there's something called a magical cinema out there which I need to explore. Secondly, Masaan in itself is a movie which kind of does not romanticize anything that it portrays. It's very subtle and it kind of flows. It doesn't overwhelm.
Masaan is the kind of movie that I need to watch, and it led me to in similar cinema, which hits you after it is the movie gets over. It hits you for like consecutive 2-3 days. It remains with you, and every time you talk about it with a new person or discuss it with somebody or search about it on the web, you get a new perspective on it. So that Masaan was the first movie in that category for me personally. So yeah, that is why it's special.
Even for me, it was like, let's explore this because there wasn't enough promotion. There wasn't any word out there ki you must watch Masaan. I watched it prior to it was, watch Masaan, it's a great movie. So for me, it was one of those bang like what Siddhish said, it stays with you for 2-3 days because it's not like your roadside Bollywood movie where there's happy endings. It's very brutal. Even the first 1 hour is very brutal wherein they get caught and everything. So the whole premise of the movie, I cannot relate to it, but then too, why I loved it because it doesn't have an happy ending. And that's what I relate to. Because in our lives also, there aren't any happy endings.
For Masaan, how I came to know about it, I was searching for Newton on Prime. And in below similar movies, there was Masaan. So I left Newton and I went for reading the description for Masaan, and I found it interesting and I watched it. So after that, it was like I was asking everyone to watch Masaan, watch Masaan. It was that kind of movie.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है मसान के पीछे एक there was this theme जो वो explore कर रहे थे जिसमें उन्होंने they've not only brought in a lot of characters but they've given every character a different path. Which is I think realism, क्योंकि इंडिया में चीज़ें ऐसी ही होती हैं. उन्होंने realism को इतने अच्छे से टैकल किया है. उन्होंने फिंगर्स नहीं पॉइंट किए हैं किसी पे, उन्होंने किसी को बुरा नहीं दिखाया, पर उन्होंने बस रियलिटी बताई है तुम्हें. तो दैट इज़ व्हाट आई थिंक इज like the message or the theme behind Masaan for me. But there are various interpretations. So what are yours?
Taking away from your point when you said that all the characters have a different path, I relate to it as a river and then it has tributaries which essentially come together at Sangam. So because at the end of the movie, they come back to Sangam and there's like a lot of reference about Sangam in the movie. And we know that how Devi and Deepak's story come together with that ring of Shalu. Not saying that they have different paths, the same water and it's flowing differently, but it's connected to the same origin point of exploitation at kind of different levels. There's police brutality, there's caste, there's gender, but all of those characters have been exploited.
When you asked this question, what is the theme of the movie, and I was thinking about the different aspects, and then Arunika told that about the river. The theme is river. Point was you have to get over things and move forward, and eventually you'll find meaning in life.
Everybody who watches it interprets in a completely different manner depending on वो किस mindset में देख रहे हैं.
Out of the 3 songs we have in the movie, one Kasturi is so it joins both of the songs which are for individual stories. One for Devi's story, other for Deepak's story. And when you go through Man Kasturi, it's like Baat Na Paya Meetha Pani. They're talking about river only. Man
Kasturi is like खोजे अपनी गंध ना पावे, like the Kasturi myth that the Hiran goes around looking for the smell of Kasturi and it's coming from him. So like Deepak is trying to go around and try to heal, but he doesn't realize that the healing power or the power of moving on lies within himself. And Man Kasturi, I interpret Man Kasturi in that way. And then when Bhor Bhai comes, it's a new dawn when Devi and Deepak are meeting and they're going. Yeah, it's a fresh start. And तो किसी रेल से गुजरती है, I've never been able to interpret it.
For me, तो रेल से गुजरती है मैं किसी
पुलसा थरथराता है।
So for that lyrics उसके बहुत ज्यादा पर्सनल है क्योंकि वो ये कहना चाहते हैं कि your presence, that is more about the presence. जब ट्रेन की presence उस पटरी पे होती है तो the पटरी is something
Yeah,
else.
no, it's-
पर जब उसमें कुछ नहीं होती, it is just 2 bars of metal on the road between some rocks.
And a
उसकी
pot
value
for
खत्म
some
हो जाती
people.
है. Well, we need a little bit of comedy, don't we? जब उसके साथ शालू थी तो दीपक की life was just something different. It meant something, you know. उसकी लाइफ हैड सम मीनिंग. नहीं तो रेल की पटरियां क्या है यार, है नीचे 2 डली हुई रॉड्स हैं.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
हाँ
कि पहले आप 2 शायरी पढ़ के बताइए, and then no, when she narrates this and he's like, अच्छा था but समझ में नहीं आया. It's
हाँ
the
हाँ.
most favorite scene.
Yes, very 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 innocent.
Like आप बहुत भोले हैं. Like,
आप बहुत बोलिए इज इक्विवेलेंट टू हमारा बच्चा स्मार्ट है बस पढ़ता नहीं.
So now the movie has a lot of characters. The movie has a lot of stories. It also has a lot of characters, बहुत छोटे छोटे characters हैं. So there are characters that stick with you for some reason or the other. Like the character of the little boy who jumps into the water to bring out sikke, basically money for his master. जब वो सेकेंड टाइम जाता है और वो ज्यादा दूर जाने की कोशिश करता है क्योंकि उसने शर्त लगाई होती है और उसको लगता है कि हार ना जाए, एंड देन ही काइंड ऑफ ड्राउन्स एंड फिर वो उसको लेके जाते हैं, एंड देन व्हेन दे रिससिटेट हिम वो उठ के पूछता है कि आप मेरे कारण हार गए ना. सो दैट वाज अ सीन दैट आई फेल्ट सो कि उस बच्चे को अपनी एडवर्सिटीज नहीं दिख रही हैं, एंड येट ही इज मोर सैड अबाउट द फैक्ट कि जिसने उस पे बेट लगाई थी वो हार गया. दैट मूवी इज फुल ऑफ एडवर्सिटी. सो व्हिच इज द कैरेक्टर दैट स्टिक्स विद यू?
I guess Pankaj Tripaঠি's character, it was. I thought that they could have done more with it. Like in the ending, he should have confessed his love to Devi, or the little scenes, the one where he talks about you can come easily, but you cannot escape the city. About the number of trains that comes and leaves, and at the part where he talks about his father, like it's a funny dialogue that. मैं तो बाबूजी के साथ रहता हूँ बट वो अकेले रहते हैं. I don't know how to interpret it, but it was a funny dialogue for me. But Pankaj Tripaঠি's little scenes, they were very interesting for me.
I think when it comes to characters, even Sanjay Mishra's character is something that I thought they could have explored it more, because Sanjay Mishra's character and Devi's character were kind of they represent a conflict between modernity and conservatism. So, and that's how Banaras is coming up. That's how Neeraj Ghaywan also, in a lot of interviews, and Varun Grover, who has lived in Banaras like for so many years, he kind of says that now Banaras is changing. Banaras is no longer that conservative place because the youth has discovered internet and everything. So the relationship between Sanjay Mishra and Richa Chadda's character is that aspect of Banaras which is changing. Second character is of course Devi. I love her because she's not afraid of the choices that she made. She's only sad that he died, but she's not afraid of anything that she wants to become.
There were little scenes about Devi and Deepak that helped us to build their character, tell us about what they went through or what kind of person they are. Like that one scene where they go on their first date. While watching the movie, that Deepak is not that scoundrel type of boy. Yeah. But he tells that अगर आपको कोई दिक्कत हो तो हमें बताना. And after on the ticket counter when there is a couple and Devi sees them and rejects to give them the ticket. So these small things, you don't realize while watching them, but these are the things that help you to understand the characters.
I also realized जो तुमने बोला ना कि at a lot of points movie में dialogues कम थे. Like when he finds the ring, there was no dialogue. And then after a while वो dialogue आता है कि ये दुख खत्म काहे नहीं होता है बे. So that was something. It's a simple line, but it conveys so much emotion.
उसके जो silence है, that's the emotion that you.
मैं वही कहना चाह रही हूँ. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि और dialogue होने चाहिए थे.
हाँ. तो एक चीज वो थी. Secondly, I find both Pankaj Tripathi and Sanjay Mishra's character bang on because they're not overdoing it. For me, like for Sanjay Mishra, it's your actual father. You can actually relate to that character because I know I can. I find Pankaj Tripathi character spot on is because of what I'm relating to is the father aspect of the movie. Be it Sanjay Mishra and when Pankaj Tripathi said मैं अपने पापा के साथ रहता हूँ लेकिन वो अकेला रहते हैं. So I got that meaning. I don't know why, how, but I actually got that feeling. We'll not discuss that because it's also on perspective based. I watched that movie one day after I had a fight with my father, and I actually remember this.
Let's talk about Banaras and the use of the place as a prop, as a character.
I'll just go for Janak because my answers get stolen. They are stealing my answer. Whenever we see Banaras, I'll just tell you about the other movies, right? So whenever we see Banaras or UP, there is always this character जो पान खा रहे हैं, and they are overdoing it. But here they are portraying it on a mental basis. Even though the world is moving forward, they are somewhere still connecting to what they were brought up to, and they are forcing that knowledge on their next generation. बनारस का in general, क्योंकि we also know कि वहाँ पे जो वो cremate वो करते हैं, वो सब जितनी भी चीजें वो कितने एक्सट्रीम लेवल पे ना, एक्चुअली यूजिंग दैट एंड पोर्ट्रेइंग सच एक्सट्रीम लेवल ऑफ मैसेजेस जहाँ पे उसकी लाश आती है, आखिरी में उसको अंगूठी दिख जाती है एंड स्टफ. तो आई लाइक that part because they are using what's actually famous and not overdoing it and connecting it to somewhere far beyond normal person's imagination and
मुझे exactly जो प्रज्वल ने बोला कि उसमें उन्होंने जो reality उन्होंने दिखाई है ना, they've not been afraid to show the actual truth out there. उन्होंने इस चीज को cover नहीं किया कि अब youth जो है वो they're trying to find themselves by doing things that are considered unholy in the society. So even that's a very beautiful one.
Also, the relation between Deepak, his father, and his elder brother, that was also like Prajwal said, the previous generation and the new generation. So the like how his father used to taunt the elder brother.
How Banaras stands out as a character is that you cannot imagine this movie in a different city. Although the issues are very universal of caste and gender and of kind of heartbreak and pain, but you cannot take the Banaras out of Masan. Why? Essentially because Banaras is known as a place where you attain moksha. If you die there or if you're cremated there, you attain moksha. And the characters could not have attained moksha if they did not leave Banaras. When we see other movies, there is a talk of Kashi Naresh, but here they're talking about the Dome Raja. So there are two kings in Banaras, and they focused on the latter king, which has never been talked about.
And that kind of is to resonate with the theme of the film, which is exploring the concepts that don't usually get explored. It is the unfamous part, which everybody knows it exists, right? Everybody knows people do these kinds of things. Everybody knows people run away with their lovers, and things like that. It is a known concept, but it is very well ignored. So I think that
also from a very deep sociological point of view, they're talking about people which we do not talk about. They're talking about the untouchables. And in the history, in the writing of history, there are gaps. We only know history about the kings because they kind of wrote it, and they wrote it about themselves. We do not know about the people who were kind of the outcasts of the society, who were the lower sections of the society. But this film kind of explores, and they have not focused on Shalu's background. That's another important. They could have shown how she's an upper class, Brahmin, and how her family is. But we already know what an upper class or what the privileged class of the society looks like and lives like. But we do not know how the unprivileged lives. So it's kind of talking about the untalked or not talked.
So talking about the ending of Masan is very, very special for me because I think they, like Arunika said previously, उन्हें मोक्ष मिल जाता है. It is something like they're gonna start something new. They leave everything else behind. Especially the scene where Richa sits there and she just वो ऐसे पानी उछाल. That scene for me is like she's letting her fears or whatever she had, the emotional baggage. She's letting her emotional baggage into the water, and she's like.
When you watch Masan, you think how it's gonna end, and I cannot think of a better ending for it. You always want Devi and Deepak to come together in the end, sort of come together. Or I was thinking that they will not let both of them talk with each other. They will just sit and go. But then they got on the board, they talked about it, and it gives you hope that if this is the real life, something will happen between those two. So yes, I think that it was a perfect ending for such a beautiful movie.
I think again, river here is very important. Like how we kind of throw the ashes of a dead body in the river, and the belongings in the river, and that's
Go.
she also does the same thing, and they're also on the river when they're kind of escaping. When Deepak kind of says his pickup line of Sangam do baar aana chahiye. For me, it's a pickup line. I mean, obviously it's a pickup line, and it's kind of the best ending. For me, it's a happy ending.
Yeah,
Unlike how
That's
Prajwal said, for me, it's a happy ending.
It's a happy end for me too.
We have been through so many revisits and stuff, but this one was probably the most deepest we have ever done.
So this was it for today's segment. Thank you, Arunika and Kshitij, for joining us today. Prajwal, well, thank you.
Well,